Okay, now it's time to get stuck into the technical stuff, and that is going to be setting up TradingView. So by now we've gone through a little bit of technical stuff, but it's really good to get your hands, roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, and start applying some of the principles that we're talking about both before this module and after. So we use TradingView to chart on, so we're going to be covering that. Doesn't matter where you live in the world, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how you trade. TradingView is the place that we do all of our charting, right? This is where the drawings happen. We're also going to introduce you to a couple of brokers. So firstly, we're going to set you up with TradingView. Don't worry, it's totally free, along with the other broker setup as well. That's totally free. Everything that we're talking about right now there's free and paid options. Where you're at in your journey right now, you do not need to pay for any of these resources. So secondly, we're going to set up your brokerage account. Think of the broker account as like a bank account where you deposit funds into, and then that's where you trade. Now in the beginning, you can just trade a demo account where it's just paper money. In fact, I encourage you to do that until you get confident using the platform. Every platform is a little bit different, same stuff, but just layout is a little bit different. I've changed from broker to broker before. Once you get into that rhythm of placing trades, you know where to click, you know what to do. If it varies a little bit from one broker to another, there's room to make errors. So it's really good just to get familiar with these instruments. Just like a musician, you go from one guitar to a different guitar, it's gonna be slightly different, right? Maybe the handle's a bit different, the string thickness is a little bit there. It is important, even if you are that 89-year-old technophobe, if you wanna become a musician, you gotta get comfortable handling the equipment. One thing is knowing all the trading theory, or let's say all the music theory, but if you don't have, if you say, oh, my fingers are too slow to play the strings correctly, well, you're never going to get there. So look, you have one of the most powerful supercomputers between your ears, right? The human brain, it can learn anything if you put it through enough repetition. So if you're somebody who's already feeling a bit of resistance and you're having what I would call excuses to not get comfortable with these systems, then it's time to start digging up some of those old belief systems. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So below this video, you'll see that there is a link, join TradingView. Now, it is an affiliate offer that when you are ready, if and when you want to upgrade to a paid subscription, you will get a $15 discount or reward here, right? So if and when you're ready, you want to upgrade to a paid membership, you can do that here, but we're not going to click that button now because we want to see it with a free account, right? So go ahead and close this, and then you can see get started for free, right? You don't need to put a credit card in or any of that. Click get started for free. Now these are all the plans that you've got to choose from here. We want to stick with this one up here, $0 forever, hit sign up. Right, so punch in your email, punch in a password, and then hit create account. You gotta hit the little I'm a robot thing. From there, you'll get this verify your email, standard procedure. Jump over to your email inbox and you'll see your TradingView, have emailed, you hit activate account, finish creating your TradingView account, blah, blah, blah. You gotta agree to this one, I believe. All right, so I've just created that. I do have a paid account, but they somehow may have recognized me, maybe my first and last name, because it is it's a fresh email address. You probably didn't get this notification, but if you did, fine. Just hit continue on this account. You can see they really want to upsell you. They want to get you one of the paid plans. Ignore all this. So you just click TradingView up in the corner here, and it'll bring you back to the main page. You should already be logged in here. See, so you can go ahead and close that tab and just hit the logo up in the corner, just go straight to tradingview.com. Now from here, you can go ahead and click on any of the charts. And really what we're trying to navigate to is this one here, see on super charts. Now from here, I'm going to show you how to set it all up so it looks really nice and it models how the trading education in Pro Trader looks with the themes and the colors and such. To prevent all those steps, to try to remember which web page and such to go to, I really encourage going back to this tab here and then coming up here to more and then hitting download desktop app. And if you click on that, you can see you've got Windows, Mac, Linux. I already have it. This is where all of our students, they navigate from the TradingView app. Highly encourage doing that. So then you're not running inside Chrome or inside your browser, right? It actually saves a lot of space. You haven't got the UI, the user interface is much tidier. You don't have your plugins and all that junk there. You're gonna learn that I'm a big advocate for keeping your charts really clean because there's so much to focus on already when trading. You don't want extra bells and whistles and bings and bongs and random crap on your screen. So this is how my TradingView looks here. Very clean, very lean, right? This is how it looks in the app. And this is how we've just created the brand new account. I like the dark mode. If you like the light mode, certainly you can keep it there, but we're going to go through the steps of how to make TradingView look like my TradingView so that it just makes the learning experience a lot more seamless. So firstly, we want to click here. Then we want to go dark theme. So you toggle that on. I really like the dark theme. It's a lot easier on the eyes, especially when you're charting at nighttime. There's a few things you don't need here. You don't need volume. You can see these buy sell buttons. We can get rid of them as well. We go settings, go trading. You turn off buy sell buttons. And then you go down here, you hit OK. Next up, we want to make sure that we reduce that. We don't need that there. There's a few things in here. We don't need the change price. We don't even need the last price. We can clear that off so we don't need so much ticking. I know it's kind of exciting when you first become a trader and you like all the ticking and the ups and the downs and such. What I do sometimes keep, or I like to keep the percentage on, just because I know that if I enter Apple stock, not that we trade stock, but just for example, let's say I entered that and it was down 0.9 for the day, and now it's down 0.3, it's just a good way to look, just a quick, be like, okay, I'm up 0.6. But we want to keep this UI or this user interface as lean and green as possible, because it's not helpful when you, as I said, when you got stuff all over the place. Next thing we want to do, if you haven't gone through and done it yet, we want to get rid of absolutely everything, including this. We can drop down here, we can go ahead and hit delete. Now in the Pro Trader curriculum, we trade 28 currency pairs. So what we're gonna get you to do is click into here and go AUD, CAD, that's number one, right? Now here's a quick tip. You can go ahead and just type in anything in here, AUD, CAD. If you start typing letters, it's going to pull up the currency pair. You can see there's a whole list of them here. If you start typing in numbers, 1H, this will take you to the 1 hour time frame. We don't need to do any of that, right? This is what you're gonna learn later with multi-time frame analysis. But for now, we wanna make sure that we're in the daily time frame, 1 day. You hit 1D, that'll make sure that you're in the right time frame. It also shows it up here. This symbol here is the ticker. Now you can see this is the S&P 500. We're not trading that. You will learn indices later in the curriculum, but for right now, AUD, CAD, Aussie CAD is the first on the list. Now, the other thing you want to make sure you're doing is finding the Oanda data feed. This is the largest data feed. They're the biggest, even if we're not going to be trading with Oanda. They're a very mediocre broker. That's fun to say, isn't it? Mediocre broker. But no, but they do have the largest data feed out of all the brokers out there. So we want accurate data. Because Forex is decentralized, all brokers have their own buy and sell prices, but now that we've got hyper fast internet connections and these brokers have different partnerships with other brokers that they know what they're buying and selling for, it's almost identical across all the different brokers, but we want to still go with the one that is tracking the largest buy and sell amounts of data across the planet. It's all very complicated, but make sure it's Oanda that you've got there. One other thing we can see here, how long that is. Go ahead, hit settings, come up here to status line. Title, we want to change it from description just to ticker. See, Aussie CAD, we don't need Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, it's all a bit excessive, right? Now there's a few other things that we can turn off. One here is chart values. Go ahead and toggle that off. Bar change values, we can toggle that off. Hit OK. And as I said, with volume, we don't actually need that on here. Now on the free account, there's only a certain number of indicators that you're gonna be able to use. So we don't use the volume indicator, delete that one. You don't have a use case for that. Now, if you're on a free version, which you probably are, we wanna put on our EMAs. Now I want you to type in EMA here, and I want you to put in Dr. Suites. Now, this is a user or community generated tool here, which actually has the 20, 50, 100, and 200 EMAs. When you upgrade to a paid membership with TradingView, you can put as many indicators on as you want. Not that we use many, but we'd be using maybe 3 or 4, but this is a 2-for-1 kind of combo. So we click that on there. Now, come up here, hit the settings, and then what I want you to do is turn off plot 4 and plot 3, that's the 200 and 100, we don't use those. Change this one, the red one, to blue. Maybe this blue here is quite a nice blue. You can make it a bit more, maybe make it 80. Actually, I think I use this blue, the third blue down. We can make it a little bit chunkier and then hit OK on that. Now the next one that we want to do is change this one, which is the 50. Make this one red, we can have it that kind of nicer dark red there. Again, make that one 80, make it a little bit chunkier, and now that is pretty much all the indicators that we use. You can play around with thickness and shading of color if you want, but this is more or less how mine look. Now, while we're at it, there's another indicator that we're going to be using as well. It's called MACD. Just go ahead and click MACD. You click on that one down there. Now, double click into this space here. I know it looks a little bit confusing, more on this later. It's one of the strategy criteria. Jump over to style, turn off everything except MACD. That's all we need. Now, to minimize this, because you don't want this on the screen all the time because it's going to be obstructing your view, double click in this black space here. Click, click. now it's gone. We only use this in the reversal strategy, which is much deeper in the curriculum. So that can just remain hidden under there until later. So we've got 2 indicators turned on. We've got this one and also MACD, but he's not showing right now. So we've reached our 2 cap. Now, if you were to use the 20 and the 50 EMAs as 2 separate indicators, you'd be exceeding that, you'd be using 3 indicators. So that's when you get prompted to upgrade to a paid version of TradingView. So we've got to create our watch list now. We're going to fill this column on the right panel to match what I have here. So I'm going to pause the video here, or actually we're going to come back to this, but we can see the list is Aussie CAD, Aussie Swiss, Aussie Yen. I'm going to do the first 3 with you. And we do so by coming in here, we go plus, right? Aussie, CAD, OANDA, we've already searched that one, so that's why that's top of the list. We hit add to watch list, right? So that one's there. Next one is we do AUD, CHF, right? We go ahead and make sure it's OANDA, remember, and then hit the plus there, and then that shows up. Next one I believe is Aussie Yen, I believe. Yeah, we got Aussie Yen third in the list. We go ahead, make sure it's OANDA, hit plus, and then go through this whole list here, right? So pause the video right now, 3, 2, 1, pause. And then go through and add all 28. There should be 28 currency pairs to your list. Okay, you've done that now. Yes, my list only shows 3, but you should have 28, just like what you've got over here. Great, you have set up your TradingView account. Next step is to set up your broker. So there's 2 broker options that ProTrader has partnered with. Now, I spent in 2024, I spent a good 6 months. I tried 15 different brokers, 15 of the top popular brokers. I logged into every single account. I created a live account, I funded, I did KYC, I did all of that jazz, and I went and had a look at their spreads, had a look at their commissions, had a look at their structure, had a look at their customer support, how simple were they to set up, how much we were paying with it. And there were 2 that stood head and shoulders above all, right? Number 1 was FP Markets. At the time of recording, FP Markets are who I'm using personally. If there's any changes to that and this video is outdated, as soon as I change, if I change, I might not be able to film the video straight away. I've been with them for multiple years now. I don't see myself changing anytime soon, but have a look below this video, have a look at the show notes. I'll have in bold, I have since changed from FP Markets, and I'll give you the other one there. Now, FP Markets they cater to the whole world except US because they're weird, and also not New Zealand. Now, I know that many of you, I think maybe almost 50% of our community is from New Zealand. My Kiwi brethren, great to have you here. Maybe it's the accent, I don't know, but people seem to like my New Zealand country boy story. So FP Markets is who you go with if you're not New Zealand. If you are New Zealand, then you go with Black Bull. Black Bull are an excellent broker. They're the best for New Zealand. New Zealand has a different kind of regulation. They're a little bit stricter in some ways, also a bit looser in some ways. So not every broker is regulated to work in New Zealand, but they are the best. Now, if you are outside of New Zealand and you want to go with Black Bull for some reason, you may also do so. FP Markets are just a fraction better. It's very marginal. It's just the spreads in some sessions are slightly tighter on FP Markets. Something I'd like to add as well is that any of the platforms we're going through, TradingView or the brokerage setup, these sites do update their user interface quite frequently. So if it kind of looks similar, but you've got something that is not perfectly mirrored with what we're going through in the video here, it is what it is. I do the best that I can, but feel free, again, this is why we have Slack. Go and take a screenshot if you need some guided support in getting set up with any of these steps. You can book in your one-on-one with one of my team, or else just post the question, screenshot in Slack, and somebody will help you. But these platforms it's in their best interest to try to make it as simple and streamlined for you as possible. So even if it doesn't match identically, you got to just use a little bit of intuition to navigate your way through to follow along with what we're doing. I do my best to keep these modules up to date, but something to be aware of. Now, for both of these accounts, the links you'll find below. If you use it it is an affiliate link, and I'm supposed to disclose that, yes, it is an affiliate link. Depending on your jurisdiction, which country you're from, I may or may not get. More countries we don't actually, but some countries we get a little bonus from your trading activity. It's only after you fund and it's only after you trade a certain amount, but fret not, that comes out of the broker's pocket. That's out of their marketing budget, right? The spreads that I've negotiated for you and on behalf of the ProTrader Academy are actually better than if you sign up to one of these brokers without using the affiliate link. So it's really important for your best interest that you do click and use those affiliate links, because if you do have or you need account support, they prioritize you over just a regular Joe or some guy that they found online who just signed up, right? It will attribute your account under our account manager, ProTrader's entire account manager that take care of us as an institution or as an organization. So make sure you're using that link and make sure you're going through, not using cookie filters or whatever like that, so that it does get attributed properly. So for the remainder of this video, I'm going to go through the FP market setup. If you are a New Zealander, I'm going to then go through black bull markets after. It's all going to be in the same video, right? So if you are a New Zealander and you can't get onto FP markets, go ahead and scroll through this video, go all the way through to this timestamp, and we're going to continue from there. Now, likewise, for anybody who's non-New Zealander and you're going to be going through FP markets with us right now, then once you get to the setting up of Black Bull, you can just close the video at that point, right? Making sense? So everything from here is going to apply only to non-New Zealand students who are setting up with FP markets. Everything after this part is going to be for our Kiwi students, right? So if you'll see the timestamp, I don't know what it is right now, but just scroll through, get to that point, and yeah, we'll chat from there. Okay, it's been a little while since I've set up an FP Markets account. I've just got a new email address, phone number here. I've probably redacted this because I don't want you buggers blowing up my inbox on my phone in the middle of the night, right? But here we go, name, email address, cool, open an account. Right, so here we go, very simple and straightforward process. I've just gone ahead and filled this out. Name, first name, last name, gender, individual, whichever country you're in. I'm just gonna go Australia because I'm not sure of Thailand's jurisdiction. Do your authentication thing, your reCAPTCHA, save and next. Okay, next page here, date of birth, street address. I don't live there anymore, so if you go try and find me from the address, go for it. I won't be there. Have you experienced any form of hardship? No, it's just a very simple form. I don't think you guys need to be explained how to fill out a basic form here. Let's go ahead. Passport, driver's license, whichever, save and next. Okay, this is an important part here. If you have traded with MetaTrader in the past and you want to stay with MetaTrader, go ahead and do so. You can go and click MetaTrader 4 or 5, whatever you're familiar with. But for all ProTrader students moving forward, we used to teach MetaTrader, not so much anymore, right? TradingView is now they've set this up in a way that you can trade natively inside TradingView. That's amazing, right? Makes it just way more seamless, way easier. MetaTrader was a bit clunky on Mac. You run it through a certain emulator. We don't need to do any of that anymore. So fantastic news, right? Choose your trading currency, whichever one that applies most to you. Let's just go Australian dollars here. Set your portal password for your trading account, right? So what we've got here is your TradingView account, right? Even if you've got MetaTrader, I encourage that, still maybe try TradingView. It's really cool. So if you're migrating over from, I know a lot of trading bots and Signal services, these groups like that, they all say, because the trading bots only run on MetaTrader, they don't really work on TradingView. So if somebody's been saying MetaTrader is the best, yeah, it's like, if you like things, Windows 95 looking pieces of junk. TradingView is nice, it's sleek, it's modern. I'm all pro TradingView. Now, make sure you hit as well RAW if there is another option aside from RAW. Just make sure you're on RAW. If you see standard or something, make sure it's RAW because it's just better for the way that we trade. Okay, we've got to the notorious declaration, which is just a series of questions just to make sure that you've kind of got a reasonable head on your shoulder. I've gone ahead and answered them. If these answers have changed at any time since filming this module, you can do research, right? There's no clause here saying you're not allowed to research the answers. There's no ticking clock. If you're unsure, just ask. Now, where you do your research is entirely up to you. If you want to go into Baby Pips and dig around or pull out an encyclopedia or use a modern day encyclopedia such as ChatGPT. I'm not advising you either way, but whatever you do, find the answer, fill out the correct answer. You're better off going with the correct answer than the wrong answer. But here we go. I don't know if these are on a rotating kind of thing, so maybe even if your set of questions maybe a little bit different. But here we go. Just answer them honestly. The first one's just answer honestly. They don't penalize you for never having traded. So CFDs, I've traded that more than 20 times a year. I've traded a lot. So CFDs and Forex, that's us. Other leverage products, so warrants, futures, options. If you've traded options or something, then maybe put that. I've not. Shares and bonds, so I take maybe 1 or 2 trades a month. So yeah, that's around about right. Which of the following statements is true about CFDs? You do not own the underlying asset. They do carry risk. So yes, this one here, CFDs use leverage. I'm not going to read all of these out. You can skim ahead, right? When you make a deposit of 10K and you've got a 20-to-1 leverage or 1-to-20, it's 200. So it's just a little bit of math. 10,000 times 20 equals 200,000. Does purchasing share CFDs give you voting rights? No, you don't get voting rights. You don't actually own the underlying asset. CFD means contract for difference. You're saying with a buy, you want in here and you want out here, right? And then you get a contract for the difference. Is the difference a profit or is the difference a loss? That's what you're paying for. You don't actually buy the underlying asset, right? In what situation may you need to deposit additional funds into your account? When your positions are nearing stop out. And you don't need to do that. It just means that your positions may get liquidated. But we will never get to that point. You only trade 1% risk per trade, so it doesn't matter. Which of the following is not an effective method increasing your leverage is not an effective method for risk management. Obviously, everything else is. Who is responsible for ensuring your account maintains the required margin? It's your responsibility. It's not FP Markets, not them, right? Whereas there is unexpected news in the market, which of the following is more likely to occur? They will become more volatile. Unexpected news, things tend to move the markets. When you take a short CFD position, you expect the price and the instrument to fall in value. We'll talk about this if we haven't already. Short means down, long means up. It's nothing to do with the duration of the trade, so it means it's going to fall in value if you're taking a short position. If a client fails to maintain the required margin, what can happen? Your positions just get liquidated. They just close out the positions for you. They won't wear the loss. What happens when you hold a CFD position overnight? You may incur holding costs. How much can you afford to lose if you're trading higher risk products like CFDs? Now, this one here is actually, there's no right or wrong answer, but this is checking you're, again, are you a stable, grounded person, right? I think they're only going to accept one answer here, and it's probably going to be that you can afford to lose the sum of money that you deposit in FP Markets. Don't go and bet the farm. Don't go and put every penny that your life savings into this, because if it will have a material impact on your financial standing or personal well-being, they will reject you as a client for obvious reasons, right? We're setting up a live account here. It's important to set up a live account first, but we're not going to trade a live account. You don't need to fund the account, but they do the KYC process here regardless, right? So until you have some surplus cash sitting around, $100, $1,000, or $10,000, or wherever you are in your financial situation, you don't need to deposit anything to learn to trade first. I strongly encourage learning to trade first before ever risking any capital, right? That's my official statement. Why do you want to trade CFDs? Speculative trading, right? Anything else here is largely wrong. Capital protection, predictable or regular returns on investments. Yeah, that's nice. It's what we want. It's what we're aiming for. But really what we're doing is speculative trading. So these questions are basically, do you know what you're getting yourself into? So once you've done that, hit accept and submit. This will bring up this little section here, terms and conditions. You need to hit acknowledge. Yes, 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 yes. Happy with all of that. Actually go and read it if that is your style. It's not my style. I'm not advising you against not reading it. I encourage you to read it, but these are a fully regulated broker, right? The reason why they put these terms, conditions, financial services guides and things like that is legally because they have to. So here we are. This brings us to our identity verification. You're probably familiar. Maybe you've done something like this. Continue on phone is quite a good option. So then you go ahead, you take your phone, you scan the thing, and then you go ahead and you scan your driver's license and such inside the app. I'm going to get you to go ahead and do that. I don't need to do this again and again. I've done it many times before. Pretty straightforward. If you get stuck with two-factor authentication or something like this, the verification, make sure you just go ahead, reach out to the team, but I'll let you take care of that for now. The main thing was just the process of setting up the account and answering that questionnaire that some people get tripped up on. In the meantime, we can jump over here to platforms, TradingView platform, and download that if you haven't done that already, right? This is how you can access it from Mac or for Windows. Now that's completely separate than FP Markets. It's just their way of sharing their link so that you can download the application. I've already put the download links button below this video as well, so you don't need to really go here. But what we want to do is come up here to accounts and then go demo, and then we can go ahead and, it's already set us up a demo account. It's a demo MT4 account. We don't want that account. We're not going to use that account. So go add new account. And here's the kicker. You don't actually need to do your activation before the demo account. Go through and do that sum sub activation first, and then jump back here anyway while you're waiting for that pending activation. Click demo account, hit TradingView, change your leverage to, I've registered it as Australia, so the only leverage you get is 1 to 30. Anywhere else, you get 1 to 100 or 1 to 500. Go for 1 to 100 or more. That means what leverage is, in a nutshell, is just the quantity of trades that you can take at any one time, how many simultaneous trades you can have running. 1 to 30 means you can have about 3 trades running at one time. So some Aussies may run into, I wanted to be in 5 trades at once, which is very, very uncommon. Right, that means that you're swing trading, day trading, and micro time frame trading. Typically, we're never in even more than 3 at once, so you don't run into an issue really. But and if there's like, you want to take a 4th trade because a 4th strategy presents, that's a lot of strategies. It's uncommon, right? It's not because you're a greedy trader, it's just because it presented a 4th opportunity, the same strategy or whatnot. Tough titties, you just can't do it. And it's you might run into that once a year. So Aussies, don't worry about it. The rest of the world, if you've registered somewhere else, you won't have that issue. Just put 1 to 100 and you'll never have a problem with that. It doesn't change any math with position sizing or anything like that. It just says how many simultaneous positions you can be in at once. So account type, make sure again, that's raw. Account currency, put it as whatever. Yeah, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna keep it as US dollars. And then you set a password for not the overall brokerage platform that we've got here, so not FP Markets login, it's the actual sub-account login for specifically the demo account. We'll need that soon. So go ahead, put your password in there, hit add account, confirm action, yes. Okay, and I see that it actually did reject us from doing that. You do need to complete that application first. Once you've completed the application and you'll get an email that comes out, come back and do those steps that I just went through now. We're gonna go through and I'm gonna use my actual FP Markets account to show you the next steps from here in the next video, which will be how to place a trade inside TradingView once you've got your shiny new FP Markets account set up, right? So that's where we're at now. Don't progress to the next video, which is placing your first trade, until you have gone and completed these steps, which might take 24 hours or something to complete that pending activation. Might even take less. I think when you use SumSub and you do the scan and such, I've had approvals come through in a couple of minutes. So that's it for now for all of our non-Kiwi students who have completed the FP Market setup. In the next video, I'm gonna show you how to place your first trade. Now you've got a TradingView account. I'm gonna show you how that we can go and position size accurately, set profit targets, manage stop placements, and all that good stuff. So that's it for this video. I know it was a chunky one, but we gotta make sure that you get all these things dusted off and set up the right way. But that's it for now, guys. Thank you all so much. I'll see you in the next video where things start to get really exciting because we get to start executing trades in live market conditions. I'll see you over there. Bye for now. The rest of this video is just going to be showing how to set up with Black Bull. Okay, my Kiwi brethren, we're gonna fly through this one real quick on how to set up our Black Bull Markets account because I can see the camera over here, he's at 18%. Let's dive in. Make sure you use the affiliate link that I gave you so that you'll get connected to the right account manager. So we're gonna jump over here, make sure we do the join now button. Okay, brings you to this page, quite simply put in your name, email address, date of birth, live trading, Thailand, so on. Now we're gonna put a demo trading account later, but we set up the live account first, then we plug a demo account in. It's just much more seamless. That way you're better off getting your KYC all done and dusted in the first place. Otherwise, they're gonna be calling you, hassling you, trying to get you to upgrade to a live account. Just do it the right way, right out the gates. You don't need to fund your account. Now I've had to hit Thailand because I first tried to put New Zealand in just to really copy what you guys are doing, but it wouldn't let me put in a Thai phone number where I don't have access to a New Zealand phone number. We're not US citizens or residents, so make sure you click that. Cool, that would have sent over a verification code. Make sure you jump over to your other email, jump over here, grab the pin, put it in the place, hit verify. Cool, that brings you up to here, close out any marketing stuff they've got going on there. Fill out the information here as such. Now, this is where it gets important. Make sure you hit Prime. Trading account currency, obviously you select whichever one is suitable. That's my old address anyway, guys, so don't need to try finding me. 100, 200, 300, anywhere above 100 is fine. Just go 500, it's by default. This is simply the quantity of trades that you can take at any one time. So 3 or 5 simultaneous trades. In a nutshell, 10 is really only 1 trade at a time. 50 is 5, 100 is about 10, and 500 is about 50 trades at once. It doesn't matter, like anywhere between 100, we're not ever gonna take more than 3 or 4 anyway, so anywhere above 50 is fine. Aussies are capped to 30. 30 is fine as well, but you just may run into an issue once or twice a year. Make sure you hit TradingView and then go ahead, hit next. Oh, make sure you've hit Prime. I really want to emphasize that. We're not trading standard, we're trading Prime. So on this page here, just go ahead and answer it honestly. If you're in any of these special things, they're just asking you just to see if you've got any kind of insider trading information. You'll know if you do, otherwise just put other, open an account. I mean, additional income's a nice one. Personal interest is probably another good answer. That's probably a good answer. Otherwise, other. Even if your intentions are to become a full-time trader, at this point in time, the intention is not to generate additional income. Now, I know it kind of sounds paradoxical compared to the ads that I was running, make additional income as a trader. True, yes, but we're putting you on the path to do that, right? This is your university right now. So you could even say for education. If you wanted to, for now, I'm just going to put other, make it nice and simple. Estimated funding amount, you choose that amount. Source of your trading funds, most of you it's going to be salary. I'm self-employed actually. Estimated net worth, just whatever, put in your honest figure, estimate, ballpark there. What's your trading experience for financial derivatives? I'm just going to be honest, I'm just going to put advanced, but you can put beginner if you're brand new, intermediate if you've kind of done that before. You can go ahead, upload your passport photo or whatnot. I've just done that. Go ahead, put your bank statement in there. This is proof of address is what they're looking for. So it'll just have to be a document that matches your address. I don't actually have one, so I put a different bank statement. We'll see if what happens. It's letting me get to the next page. Otherwise, you can hit upload later, but you're better off doing the dirty work first. Just get it out of the way, get the monkey off your back. Right, so it says you've already completed the application process. That was pretty good. Perhaps, and I suspect because I registered from Thailand, there was not the typical questionnaire. If you're in New Zealand or registering from Australia, many of these other countries have a requirement that there is a questionnaire. But the answers to the questionnaire can vary. I'm going to put a screenshot below this for another time that I filled out the questionnaire, or maybe even splice it into the video here so that you can go ahead and kind of answer it sort of that same way. They update, they rotate these questions around, but it's up to you to go and find the answers to these questions. If you don't know the answer to the question, go ahead. You can be old fashioned. You can get out an encyclopedia. You can go Google it online. You can go through baby pips, or you can even just ask ChatGPT, right? Now, that is just a source of information, right? I don't know if you're supposed to be doing that, but hey, you're here trying to learn to become a trader. So whatever resources are available to you, go ahead and use them. Next, we want to come up here to trading accounts. Now we can see there's a live account here. We want to ignore that one for now. Jump down to demo. Go over here, hit create demo account. Now this is where we want to hit trading view. You want to make sure you click that. Currency, yep. Leverage, make sure that's, put that up to 500. Account type, this is important. Make sure you're hitting prime account, not standard, we want prime, right? Balance 10,000, this is just the demo account. Put 10,000, put 100,000, whatever you want, hit submit. Cool, now we can see that this account has been set up here. We can see the trading view logo over here, 100,000 prime. Make sure it's set up as prime. It's the best way that we trade, but it's basically you pay a commission on the trades that you take for a much tighter spread, rather than having wider spreads, which can sometimes run and hit your stop loss. And it's not very good because we're visual traders. We place our stop loss in a certain spot. We don't want spreads taking us out when price never actually reaches that level. So we prefer to pay the fee up front for the lot size that we take to not have to be worried about assuming where spread spikes and things take place. So that's it. You've got your Black Bull account set up now. Make sure you've got your credentials saved somewhere. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to place your first trade. Now you've got a TradingView account, a TradingView Black Bull brokerage account. I'm going to show you how that we can go and position size accurately, set profit targets, manage stop placements, and all that good stuff. So that's it for this video. I know it was a chunky one, but we got to make sure that you get all these things dusted off and set up the right way. That's it for now, guys. Thank you all so much. I'll see you in the next video where things start to get really exciting because we get to start executing trades in live market conditions. I'll see you over there. Bye for now.